Hello everyone, I'm Sunil. Today we'll try to understand and write programs with the help of arrays, and then we'll try to understand arrays with characters. We'll try to practice some of the programs by making use of the concept of arrays. Let's go with this. First example, wherein Raj wants to know how many times a given employee number occurs in the list of employees. So, what is that we need to do here? You can take some employee numbers, initially say 10 numbers you can take, and then you can ask for a particular number, and we need to tell how many times that particular number is available in the list. So, what is that we are going to do? So here what you are going to do is you say integer main. So what we are going to write here is first you are going to accept some numbers. Suppose say your numbers are 10, 20, 30, 40, again 10, again 10, again say 50, 60 and so on like, and then if you ask the user to enter a number and if the user gives the number as 10, then you are supposed to find out how many times this particular number exists within your list. So it is one time over here, two times over here, three times over here. So in that way, you are going to display the output as the number available in the list for three number of times, or depending on how many number of times it is available, you need to display that. So what we are going to do here, take this particular number and then you compare this number with the first number. If they are equal, we'll try to maintain a counter for that. We'll increment that particular counter. The counter will be incremented only when this number and the number that you are comparing are equal. So it is equal here, so you'll increment the counter. Then again 10 you compare with 20, not equal, not equal, not equal. Here again it is equal, so you increment the counter for the second time. It is equal over here, so increment the counter for the third time and so on like. So that is how you are going to display that the number is available for three number of times and so on. So you can declare here an array of 10 and then you can take one variable n to accept the number and you can take counter, initial value of that counter, you can keep it as 0. Then you can give a message to the user saying enter 10 numbers in the list. So you can accept these 10 numbers. As we know, in order to accept, you will write a for loop wherein your loop should start with the 0, go up to 9, and then you can say scanf. You can say %d ampersand a of I. So I have to declare this particular variable I, which we are using. So now that you have accepted 10 numbers, now ask the user to enter a number to search. Enter a number to check or search, whatever message you like. Then what do? Accept that number. You can say %d ampersand n. So you have 10 numbers now and you have a number which you want to check. So what is that you do then? To compare, you can again write a for loop which goes from 0 less than 10 I plus plus. And then what do? If a of I equals to the given number, then what is that you do? So you can increment the counter by 1. So C, it was 0 earlier, now you increment C by 1 and C becomes 1. So this is how you will compare all the numbers from 0 to 9 which are stored in the array with this particular number called n, and whenever they are equal you are going to increment, otherwise you will not increment. So you will get the count in C, so you can display that saying that number of times the given number is available equals to %d, you can say there C as the number of times the given number is available. So execute the program. You can enter some numbers over there: 10, 20, 30. Repeat again: 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, and so on. Now you have entered 10 numbers. Now you enter a number to search. So 10 is the number that I have given. Now you have to tell how many times that particular number is available. So if you see over here, it is available for the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and so on. So then you can say the number is available for 5 number of times within the given list, and so on. So this is how you can try writing the program, wherein you can count how many times a given number is available in the list, and then you can display. If you remember, in the previous video, we have written a program to find out whether the number is available. That was a program for searching. Here we are doing the same, but we are not stopping if the number is available for the first time, or if the number is available in the list, we are not stopping over there. For the first occurrence of that number, we are not stopping. Instead, we are going to compare here all the numbers in the list with the given number, and then you will count how many times that particular number is available. So I think this should be clear to you. So what is that we have done here? We have taken 10 numbers over here and a number to search. We have compared the number which we have accepted with all the numbers. Whenever they are equal, we have incremented the variable called C. Okay, let's try to go with the next example there. The next example over here is wherein you want to display the smallest number, the largest number, along with ascending and descending order program. So I'll leave it to you because we have already done a program of ascending order. So you can as well do the program of descending order. So once you know how to write an ascending order program and descending order program, if you try displaying the first number in the ascending order and the last number in the ascending order or descending order, either way, in ascending order, the first number is going to be the smallest number and the last number is going to be the largest number. So the first number in ascending order will be available to us in A of 0. The last number will be available to us in A of 9. So you need to display the ascending order, you need to display descending order, reverse of ascending is descending order. Then you need to display the first number and the last number so that you will complete this particular task of displaying smallest, largest, ascending and descending. Okay. The next one that you have, what is the difference between a given number and each number present in the list? So what is that you are going to do here? You are going to accept some numbers in the list. Say 10 numbers you will accept, and then you will ask the user to enter a number. And if the user enters a number, you need to find out the difference between the given number by the user and the numbers that are available to us in the list. So whenever you talk about the difference, you need to see that your output should not be a negative value, because the difference between 5 and 2 is 3. If the difference between 2 and 5 is also 3. So that is how you need to take care that you should not display the difference in negative number as a negative number. Let's try to do this. So you can take here an array and a number n. So you give a message over here saying enter 10 numbers. Okay, how do you accept this? For I equals to 0, less than 10, I plus plus. You can say scanf %d ampersand a of I. So this is how you get your 10 numbers. And then you ask the user to enter a number. You can say over here, enter a number to find the difference. Okay. How is that you accept this single number? You can say %d ampersand n. Okay, now you have 10 numbers and you have a number. Then you display the difference between the given number. So what do you do here? You can write a message to the user saying difference. You can just put a message difference, and then you can have \n over there, and then you can find out there For I equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, you can just print here, printf percent %d, okay, slash n you can take there because you want to print all the difference of all the 10 numbers with the given number. And here while you print, you will print a of I minus n. So what happens in this case is when you say a of I minus n, there is every chance that you may get the result in negative as a negative value. So you can avoid that by writing absolute value of this. So abs is the function that you can make use of in order to see that the number is not displayed in as a negative number. So whenever you write a program and make use of a function called abs, it is compulsory that you need to include a file on the top called as stdlib.h. So the definition of abs function will be available to us in stdlib. If you try commenting this and then execute the program, you are going to get an error at this particular function. Okay, try execution of this. You can enter some numbers over there, 10, 20, you can say 30, 40, 50, 60, any numbers you can enter, any number you can enter there, not compulsory that it has to be these numbers only. Okay. Okay, now you enter a number to find the difference. So now what I should do, I should display the difference between 10 and 50, which is 40, 20 and 50, which is 30. So whenever I display the number, I want the output to be a positive number because difference cannot be like minus 10 and so on. You can see over there the difference is 40, 30, 20, 10, 0, 0 because you have 50 over there and accordingly. So because of we making use of this function called abs, you will not get the difference as a negative number. You try to remove this function, try to display this, then you will find that you will get some negative numbers over here and positive numbers. So this is how you can write a program wherein you can accept 10 numbers, you can accept a number, and then you can find the difference of this particular number with all the numbers that is given in the list. Yeah. So the next thing that we'll try to understand over here is we'll try to understand how do we make use of arrays in C language, and we want to understand here now how to work with array of characters. So far what we have done is we have seen how to write programs using numeric that is array of numbers. Now when you want to go with array of characters, nothing but a string, so let's understand here how array of character works in C language. So as we know, whenever you talk about a group of characters in C, you can call it as a string. It is a sequence of characters which is treated as a single data item in C language. So every string that you provide in C language will be terminated by by a character called a null character. So it is /0, which you can pronounce it as null character. So as we do not have a string data type in C language, we work with strings by making use of an array of characters. So for example, if you are going to store the value called hello, it will be stored in our system as HELLO, and then your compiler will add a null character to the end, which is to indicate that it is the end of this particular string. So in order to store hello, I require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. So I require a space to store 6 characters and not 5 because the last character is going to be a null character, so which will be added by default and so on. So if you say array of 6, this is how your array is created, wherein you will have the subscript variables for each of these elements, and then you can have some address for each of this particular memory location and so on. So this is the variable name, this is the address, and these are the subscript variables. So when you say array of 6, it will start with 0 and then it will go up to a of 5. So what is that we are trying to understand in this is whenever you try to store a string in C language, it will be stored with the last character, or the end character over here is going to be a null character. So, array of characters in C language, we'll try to understand more details about this. How do we declare it? How do we initialize and so on? So, as we said over there, when you write character name of 10 and if you initialize Hyderabad, so it will be stored as Hyderabad along with the null character. So, when you initialize a character array with all the characters separately, then you must add null character explicitly. So if you are initializing in this fashion, then you are supposed to write the null character at the end. But if you are asking or if you are accepting the data, when you make use of a scanf statement, this particular character will be added by default and so on. So when you initialize, you are supposed to explicitly mention over here null character. So let's try one example over here. Accept a string and display it character by character. So what is that you want to do? You want to accept one string. It can be of any size and then you want to display it character by character. So when you display it character by character, it will come and stop over here and then it will not display this null character. Null character is to indicate that it is end of the string. Let's try to do this. You can take over here character of 20 and then you can take one variable, give a message to the user to enter a string. So you can accept a string from the user and you can accept the string by saying scanf. So you can write that scanf. You can say %s and then you can directly write a. You need not to write here ampersand a for string. Why and all, we'll try to discuss that as we slowly move to the concept of pointers. So just for a while you remember that whenever you write %s, you need not to write ampersand for that. Okay. Now you want to display it character by character. So what do you do here? You can say for a of I, you can say I equal to 0. A of I not equal to null character I plus plus. And then what is that you print now? You want to print character by character. So you will say %c \n and then you will say A of I. Just try to understand over here. So you need to compare this null character in this fashion. Okay, execute this program. You can enter some name over there. I enter the name as Hyderabad, so you get it as HYD and so on like. So what you are doing here, you are accepting a string and then you are displaying the string character by character. So when you accept a string, how is that we should know where is the end of the string, how long you are supposed to print. So for that, what you do is you will write a for loop as we start with 0. So here also you start I value with 0, but you need to put a condition that A of I, that is nothing but a value in this particular array, when it is not equal to null character, you should display. Okay, and then increment this particular value of the variable called I so that it goes to the next character. You will perform this or repeat this particular operation till you get a null character. Null character over here is to indicate the end of the string. So once you encounter a null character, your process will be stopped. So that is how when you enter Hyderabad, it will be printed in this fashion. So try practicing this now by trying to display this particular string in the reverse order. I will stop over here and then we'll go for the remaining programs with respect to strings in the next video. Thank you.